How does it feel?
So, what do you guys want to talk about?
Let's fucking go!
Let's fucking go.
Comic book in my life. Welcome aboard, boys and girls. It's time for Sketching the Privateer. I am your host, JoesAtmosfere. Apparently, I was already on the stream and didn't know it. I must have popped myself out by accident. Anyway, it's good to see you guys. How you doing? Let's see. Can I get my glasses straight? Probably not, but we're going to try anyway. How are you? It's Friday. Everybody should be about done with this week. Looks like, you got about half a day left at work if you're lurking while you're working. It's good to see everybody. Let's check and see who's in the chat real quick before we get started. Of course, the hardest working mod in the business is here. If you don't know his name, let me tell you.
Womack. Why am I not surprised, you piece of shit?
It's good to see you, Vince. Now look, I don't think Vince is a piece of shit, okay? But that is the video he picked for his introduction. So, I consider him part of the crew. If that's what he wants, that's what he gets. I'm glad he mentioned my brother's album, Shark of Pearls, because we've got that queued up for the background sounds. You know what I mean? So let's get that rolling too. You guys let me know how the sound is on the music there in the background. Heidi ho, all you nerds and nerdettes. Vince says to everybody, it's good to see you, man. Let's see who else is here. Lord Thos is here. He says hi to everybody, and he says, "Go Raiders, let's fracking go." Okay. If he's gonna say that, then we gotta give him the video.
Let's fucking go!
Let's fucking go.
Let's see who else is here today. Oh my gosh, we got another guy that wants the video, but he gets his own video to start with. No, his name is not Fuck Headquarters 2005. No, he has a very specific name.
There are some who call me Tim.
I'm not going to read that. You guys can read it. What's up, Tim? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Anyway. Oh, good. The emojis are coming through. I like that. Every once in a while they do. You know, so that's cool. Lord Doth, it's good to see you. All right. So, boys and girls, let me show you what I did this week. I went through the previous 7 pages. We're going to start on page 8 today. But I wanted to show you, I'm not going to sit here and show you videos all day. I just want to show you some of the highlights of what I've done here. Hang on. Pull up Procreate. Let me go ahead and share this for you guys. Let's see. Window. Yeah, there it is right there. Share. And we will get this up to full screen here so you guys can see it real well. All right. So, what I did was I went through the previous pages and looked for details that I hadn't finished in the black work. We're just talking ink. So let me turn off the color on this one. And I'm pretty sure we're good there. One thing I may do, I don't know. It's a trivial thing, but you guys tell me in the chat what you think of this. I think the eyepieces for these binoculars may be too small. Of course, his eyes are really wide open because he's surprised, right? So maybe I keep them that way to exaggerate that. But these eyepieces just seem small to me. I may have to make those a little bit bigger, and it won't be hard to do. It really won't. So tell me what you think of that. And I think other than that, we're pretty much done with this page right here. The next one, I think I put in the ocean waves. I think that was missing on this one. I think some shading may be in order on the, for instance, here. Let's go ahead and add a layer real quick. I'm just noticing this now. And let's put it underneath everything real fast like. Okay. So, what I wanted to do was this. This is the deck, right? And there's the sun's coming from the top right? Like that's where our source is all the time. So, this wall is going to be shaded a little bit, I think. Doesn't have to be anything major. I just think it needs to be darker than everything else, if you know what I mean. And there's a lot of activity going on around it, so I can just put some slashes in here. But where we really need it's down here where it's wide open, I think. It's just me. I could be wrong, but, you know, we need some kind of shading, I think, here. I don't know. We'll see. This will look better, more distinct whenever the colors are done. But, yeah, I'm thinking that needed that. And maybe a little bit of a hint of it over here from it overlapping, maybe. Okay, so that one pretty much done, right? Then we get to page 3. And I don't think I made any adjustments here. I think everything's pretty good here. Did a lot of work on this one. If you remember, I did all that detail in the cockpit and everything. The only thing I'm going to change about this one is when I get to the color, I'm probably going to mirror all this and get rid of the ink work to make it look like it's being projected over what they're really seeing. Okay, so that's 3. Let's get the 4. I did shade the bottom of the boat right there where the sun wouldn't be hitting it straight on. I did do that. Everything else looks fine to me on that one. I didn't do much to this one. I think that one's pretty much good to go. Pretty sure that's good. And really, these flames will probably lose some of those hard lines whenever I start doing the colors. I may adjust some of this stuff with color. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's go on to the next one. Here's 5. I know I added ocean on this one. I don't think I had that on there before. I did add that. I did add a little bit of shading to her. And then... And I think there kind of needs to be some more on her. Top right is our... Okay, so... Some of this stuff needs shading, doesn't it? I just don't want it to look like she's got hairy arms. You know what I'm saying? That could look bad on a chick. Okay, so we got that. She's already casting a shadow on the deck. That's good. He's not casting a shadow on the deck, but that's okay. He's not really on the deck. He's kind of mid-air right there, so. But once again, just like I did on the other page, I think this needs it right here. Just a little bit. Okay, like that. Okay. So then, let me take a look at the chat here before we keep going here. Let me see what everybody's saying. I see they are digging a hole in front of Parliament there. They're using holy hand grenades. 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 3, my lord. Yeah. I thought I had deja vu. He said that before in the chat. I saw why. I know there is a tunnel between Parliament and Fairmont Chateau Laurie. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yeah, very old, he says. Okay. Grok, whatever you used is a good indicator that the comic is comprehensive, flowing panel to panel. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that... Yeah, did you guys see that that video I made, the short I made last week? I just used... It was Grok. Yes, it was Grok. It's mainly because the train station was right there. Okay, gotcha. You guys are talking about something over in jolly old England. Okay, so that's it for that one. Page 6. I came in... I do know that I put the ocean in around this. I put the waves in around this because there was nothing there. And I think I put it here too. I put it on this page too. I filled in the ocean on all the pages that needed it. I did do that. Do remember that. I did put a shadow in here against the wall from the light coming this direction. I went ahead and did that. And then page 7, I finished up. I went ahead and put the details in this guy's shirt, right? See right here that I put his pockets in and the seams and everything. Put a little bit more. Oh, and also put the ocean in here. I just went through and took care of some details that I was forgetting. Same thing here. I put the ocean in that panel right there, right? And actually the lines for, the wire and the side of the boat. That kind of thing. I put those in. And then right here I went ahead and wrapped up I put the ocean in down there. I wrapped up everything with the gun. I like the way that looks. The flintlock. That ended up looking pretty cool. I like that. Not England, Ottawa. Okay, cool. When you say Parliament, I think of England automatically. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, I finally got his head the way I wanted it here. Okay, and his hat. Finally got that. What I did was I basically made this flap of the hat flat. That's what I did. Just about as flat as I could make it. Toronto, Canada. That's what I think of when I see the maple leaf. Yep. Okay. But I'm seeing here that there's a few little ticks there that I need to take care of. Let's hit the eraser and see if I can get them here. Nope. We're going to have to go through each. Nope. 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 Yes, there it is right there. Okay. But I like the way that came out. He's looking good. And I did this portion here. And I think we need some more, I think we do need some more lighting effects on this one. For instance, let's go ahead and get out, well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and meld all these. I'm going to go ahead and, hang on. Merge all these down. We're done having these all separate. Merge them all into one. Hope you're enjoying the show so far and the music and everything. Okay, that's all in one now, so we've got that in one layer. I did want to do that last week and I just didn't get around to it. Okay. Now what I'm seeing here is, for instance, right here. I think we want to fill in that. Because if it's coming from the top right, then that's gonna be dark right there, right? I think we're gonna make this a little dark over here. His hat, a little bit of a shade. We're going to fill this all in black and then put some hairlines in there to make it look, you know, a little bit more shaded. I've already got it on the back. I think we're going to put some dark shade under here. Thusly. And continue it to his backside here. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Yeah, like that. This kind of needs it, I think. At least parts of it does anyway. This is all one line now, so I should be able to do this pretty easily. Now, if you notice, now I'm wondering what that line was there for. Oh, that's his arm. That's his arm, so we're going to go ahead and darken that right up. Hang on. I forgot. Yeah, I was thinking like the bottom part was what needed to be adjusted, but that is his arm next to him right there. Okay, so that's done. And we'll give it some lines here. I just didn't want to cover up the stars too much. I want you to see the colonial stars. Right? And we'll fill this in. I'm just trying to give it some definition, you know. Put a shade from his arm right there on the jacket. And that jacket should come a little bit farther forward, thusly, I think. And then okay, I think that looks better. Maybe a little bit of a shade here to show the dip in the cape. Same over here. We'll put a little bit of a shade down bottom here. Maybe a little bit of a wrinkle here and here. Right? Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so I believe page 7 is done. So let's show everybody how we start a new page. Okay? Pretty sure we got it. I'm looking at this. This is a white shirt, so I don't think I'm going to do anything. That's going to be mostly done with color, I think. About the only thing I might do is add a little bit of a shade here along his neckline. And, of course, he's going to have a strong neck. So maybe I'll do some of this showing the chin shadow, right? And now that I've got it all melded, I should be able to use this tool here and automatically just fill it in, right? Yep, boom. See, I think that's when I'm messing up sometimes when I'm filling in. I think what I'm doing is thinking that I've got, when I fill up the entire page, I think I'm on a layer where, you saw how many layers I had going there. Some of them only had a few pencil marks on them. I probably was filling up an entire page, right? So, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, some muzzle flash. I didn't want any muzzle flash on this right here. Didn't want anything on like that on this part of the weapon. Although, now that I'm looking at it, it does look like I could tighten that up a little bit. Make it more oval. There we go. Yeah, I like that a little bit. But I didn't want the flash on that. Okay, so about the only other thing I thought about putting on here was the bullets hitting in his back, which is okay. The effect has already been established on page 6. Right here, you see the bullets going in, and there's going to be rings. You'll see this when I do the color. You see how it looks like a ring absorbing the bullet, right? That's about all I'd do with it, I think. So I'm not even going to... I probably won't even mess with that until I start doing color. You know what I mean? So, let's see. I already got it in the back. That's what she said. You guys need to get out of the gutter. Daniel is jamming away today. Yeah, well, I'm adding more music each time. There's 4 songs. So, you know. And by the way, give your thoughts and prayers out to the family and fans of Ace Frehley. We're going to be talking about him on Sunday. As a matter of fact, that's one of my brother Highlander's heroes. This guitar playing you hear, it's all because of Ace Frehley. That's the guy that made him want to pick up a guitar. He was really hit hard by that one yesterday. One of his heroes is gone. Passed away at the age of 74. So send out your thoughts and prayers to the fans of Ace Frehley, and we'll talk about it more on Sunday, and we're going to do a piece on it on Wednesday's show, because Kiss is definitely pop culture. But I will say this about him. His solo album was the best one out of all of them. If you don't know, the Kiss went and did their own solo albums at one point, and they all had their own one. And Vince definitely had the biggest hit. That's a fact. It was called Back in the New York Groove. The New York Groove, I think, is the name of the song. And yeah, it was dynamite tune. It really was. So rip Mr. Frehley for sure. Let's see. Wow, Gene in the hospital, and now Ace passing hard week. Yeah, well, pretty sure Gene's going to be okay. He just passed out at the wheel. His wife said it was because of medication. We covered that on last week's show. 2 weeks in a row, we're going to have a member of Kiss on the thumbnail, though. Wow, huh? It's crazy. But anyway, let me show you how we add the next page. Now, earlier today, I would actually prep for today's show. Can you believe it? I'm not actually behind on all this stuff. Let's go to photo. And we need to add page 8. And it should be in here. I don't see it here though. Let's see. It should be in photos. Hang on. Let me take a look here and make sure. Because I know I did it earlier. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. But for some reason, it's not showing up in the photos. So, that's really weird. It's a live photo. So, hang on, let's see. Maybe if I favorite it, it'll show up. Hang on. Oh, wrong thing. Because it's in here, but it's just not in the photo thing. You know what I'm saying? It should be right next to that. Okay, so it's off by itself. Let's see if we can favorite it. Okay, it's favorited. So now let's get out of this and see if it'll show up in favorites. Yep, there it is. Okay, so we'll pop that in there and boom, there it is. There's the page. Now, if you've watched the show a lot, you know that this is a plot sketch that I did earlier in one of the earlier episodes, right? And what you've got here, and let's go ahead and pull up the script so you guys can see it real quick. Hang on. Oh, and I've got a story to tell you guys. Let me tell you, I forgot about that. I've got to tell you guys this story. This week, you know that Windows 10 stopped being serviced on the 14th, which was, I think, Tuesday. And, hang on, I've got to remember how to navigate with Windows 11 here. I've got Windows 11 on my computer now, so I can keep getting the security updates and everything, right? Let's see, documents. No, I think, wait a minute. I think he has his own folder under yep, he does. Privateer, scripts, Privateer 1. Okay. So, let me go ahead and pull this aside. And I will show it to you guys in just a second. Let me get it the right size and everything. And of course, I've got a dark mode enabled, so we'll show it to you here in a minute. But anyway, let me go ahead and go full screen so I can tell you the story. Those of you that watch the channel know that I had this computer built just for the specific reason of streaming on YouTube. Okay? And all right, Das Wolfen, how you doing, man? That is the guy that asks the eternal question.
How does it feel?
What's going on, John? It's good to see you, man. Good to see you. Anyway, look, John, it's funny you're here. You're gonna appreciate this story I'm fixing to tell you. I had this computer built just for streaming when I started doing this, right? And let's see, I wouldn't trust Windows 11. It's 75% spyware. Well, I had to upgrade because I need to keep getting the security alerts, man. But anyway, it was time for me to upgrade, right? And I've been seeing in my settings that my computer wasn't compatible with Windows 11. I couldn't download the software, right? So I was gonna take it. I'm a Total Tech member of Best Buy. I pay like just short of $200 a year for them to maintain my stuff, right? Well, that's fixing to change, boys and girls. I'm gonna get somebody that fixes computers locally to do it for me because of what happened yesterday. Let's see. Just enjoying my day off with being fall break. at the university. Very cool, man. But anyway, I call them to make an appointment to bring in the hard drive and get them to upgrade it and everything to where they can put in Windows 11, right? They said, well, we may be able to do it remotely. Let me go ahead and get you in touch with a tech that can do it remotely. I said, oh, okay, fine. That's whatever it takes, that's cool. After about a 3-minute wait, I get this guy. It sounded like he was Indian. You know how this goes. It's probably some guy overseas. And let's see. Das Wolfen says, there is a way around that. I can install Windows 11 on my toaster. Laugh out loud. I was fixing to say, just wait. Let me finish. That I really am fixing to get somebody local, a local computer fixer to do my shit. I really am, because I'm not paying Best Buy again. I'm just not going to do it. The guy, when I tell him what's up, I tell him what the settings is telling me and everything. He says I need to go buy another computer. I said, what? He says, yeah, if it says that your computer's not compatible, you need to go buy another computer. And I said, okay. And I got off the phone with him. I knew better than this, folks, okay? I'm not completely computer illiterate, all right? I'm really not. I'm not like Das Wolfen and Vince. I don't know how to, write half the computer programs and shit. I don't know that stuff. But I do know how to clean up my temporary files. I know a little bit about how to navigate a computer. So I knew that was bullshit. I just didn't, it had ways that I could look through the internet, read all this shit, and do it myself. I just didn't want to do it. I'm paying all this money for this, so I was just going to take the hard drive in and let them do it. But this guy that is, their remote guy tells me I need another computer. I said, okay, whatever you say, man. I went ahead and looked up, the Learn More thing. Turned out all I had to do was enable the TMP on it. That's all I had to do. Throw one fucking switch, and I could have done it. Right? But instead of telling me that guy told me to go buy a new computer. I called Best Buy back after I was done downloading it and it was working and everything. And I said, look, you've got a guy giving out false information. You really need to be aware of this. This guy didn't tell me to, what it might be. He just told me to go get a new computer. And they were like, oh, well, sorry about that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's okay. It's fine. I just want to make you guys aware of it. And pretty much, I'm pretty sure I can do WebRoot myself as far as a subscription to that. So I should be, I'm going to investigate it and see. I don't have to worry about it until like March, something like that. But yeah, unbelievable. I can't believe that guy, because I knew my computer could run Windows 11. I knew it because I've got a ThinkPad. If you guys remember those things, this thing's so old, it's got a fucking red button in the middle of the keyboard, right? For a mouse. That's how old this fucking thing is. And it runs Windows 11, so I knew they were full of shit. I just couldn't believe it. That was Best Buy, guys. So watch it dealing with Best Buy, dude. Watch it. Here's the thing. I cannot complain about Best Buy about one thing. The guy that built this computer for me, he did a great job. He really did. I've never had a problem out of this computer. I really haven't. I think I've taken it in once, and it's because they installed a fan backwards or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I went through the BIOS setup myself, and it took me a little searching, but I know well enough not to, blow something up or make permanent setting changes unless I know what I'm doing. It was so stupid, man. It really was. Okay, so let's take a look at the script for this page, shall we? Okay, so that first panel, this is page, I believe this is page 8, yeah. Privateer bends over and picks up the wounded sailor. Your ship is, right, and then he's got some, verbiage he talks about over here where he's telling you your ship is lost, blah, blah, blah. And then we have a big splash page. I think I directed it for a splash page. Hang on, let me see. Yeah. Stealth helicopter begins to take shape behind him, which happens right here in this one, and tells him his ship is lost, right? You see the front of the Huey start to come through, right? And then half-page splash, first look at the Seahawk and the stealth helicopter view from the air above, show the crew of both ships active. And I'm sitting here showing you nothing because I don't have it on screen. But yeah, this is what's going on with it right here. So that's where we're at with this one. We've got a 3-panel page, as you can see, where he has a pick him up, and this back here is the helicopter crashing that I just shot at. It's going nose first into the ocean. Okay, because remember the previous page now. Remember the previous page. He's dusting these guys, right? That's what these 3 crosshairs were depicting. He shoots the rotors and he shoots the helmet of the 2 guys, right? Okay, so we need to go ahead and copy this title, and then we need to come on sucker, and then we need to go ahead and paste it here and title it number 8. And that's page 8. We finna do it up. Alright, now let's go ahead and move it. I want to try and keep these in order. So let's move it down to there. All you have to do is grab and drag things on here, and then we'll get started. So, you know what the first thing is? We got to block it out. First of all, we've got to add our inked. We got to add our ink layer, right? We'll label it as such. First of all, let's change the name of this one to Sketch. Right? And then we'll change the name of this one to Ink. Let's see, where's rename? Okay, so there's our first ink layer. Now we may make plenty of ink layers. You saw how many I had on that one with the shooting of the gun, hitting the 3 targets and everything. I had a bunch of them going on that one. Let's see. Low Spec says no Rumble. I should be on Rumble, man. Shoot. I'm sorry. Let me check and see real quick, man. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. What am I running? That one. Oh, you know why we don't have Rumble? It's because I forgot to set it up. Yeah. Fridays, I'm so bad. Sometimes I screw that up. I'll definitely put the replay over there, though. Thank you for that, Low Spec. I appreciate it. I screwed up on that one. I didn't set up the Rumble page. Let me check the other ones. I should be on... Well, I know I'm on Kick because I saw one of the bots. And Facebook should be the other one I'm on. I'm not on Twitch because... let's see. Yeah, we're running on Facebook. We're running on Facebook. So, yeah, sorry about that, Low Spec. Thanks for giving me the heads up, though, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. Do you have Micro Center near you? No, I haven't heard of that one. Privateer Bend Over. Oh, my. Don't go Linux unless you know what you're doing. There are a lot of things that Linux can do because there is not Windows apps, plus not everything has Linux drivers. Yeah, I wasn't planning on it, man. I'm going to stick with what I know. No Adobe software and kernel level anti-cheat games. don't work. Occasionally hardware driver issues. It's gotten way better over the years, easier than Windows these days. Gotcha, man. Gotcha. Thanks for the heads up, by the way, Low Spec. I appreciate it, man. I should have set that up. I forgot all about it. This window right here, I work 31 hours in a 48-hour period. Okay, so sometimes I forget shit on Fridays, man. But anyway, let's go ahead and block this thing out. We may not get much done today, but let's go ahead and get this thing blocked out. Let's see. But yeah, I knew better than to buy a new computer completely. I mean, that was just straight up dumb. Could not believe that guy said that to me. I was like, really? You want me to go buy a new computer, huh? I don't think so. I knew better than that. And it just cracked me up that it was only one little fucking toggle switch. I'm sure you computer geeks know what a TMP is. I had to enable it. And that was it. That was it. I guess it's in the security section. Something like that. Anyway. You guys can, and you computer geeks in the chat can explain it to folks, because I don't really know what it is, but it made perfect sense to me that it was just one little thing, you know, like that was keeping me from being able to download it. Because, like I said, when I entertain the troops on the weekend and I run the Zoom meetings, it's all on a ThinkPad, and you guys in the computer sphere know how old and busted those ThinkPads are by now. But we take care of this one. That's what happens when you work for a non-profit, though. I mean, we wear shit out. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. No Adobe software sounds like a plus. Yeah, I would imagine. Right. No rip-off subscription service. Yeah, exactly. Hey, at least he didn't say your computer has a virus. Right? I would have never thought that anyway. It's just so stupid. Let's see. Low Spec says DaVinci Resolve has support as far as professional video editor software. I just use Shortcut. I use DaVinci Resolve when I do make videos. I love that, man. It's a free software. I highly recommend it. It's very user-friendly for computer idiots like myself. Love DaVinci Resolve. I think it's great. Right now, I'm just blocking it out, guys. Blocking out the panels. And I know some guys do these panels individually and then put them together. I don't know. I think I can do it this way. I like the way this flows. I like to see what the whole page is going to look like. You know? But anyway. Okay. Not too much blocking out to do today because half the page is one of the panels, so. Let me go ahead and turn that the sketch layer off so I can see what I'm doing here. Okay, there we go. So what do you think, guys? Am I totally wasting my time here or what? I'm enjoying it. I think it... I dig the story. I hope you guys dig it whenever you see it completed. I know you're just looking at basically what I'm doing week to week drawing. I'm trying to clue you into the story a little bit as I go, though. But I don't, I don't want to give it all away. I want you to buy it eventually, you know. Let's see. I was spending a lot of time at the beginning just trying to get everything super perfect, and that's great if I've got one job. If I'm just the inker, then that's what I should be doing. But I'm doing everything on this book, so I'm never going to finish it if I don't just keep it moving and keep working. And I'm glad I've got this new habit of putting this glove on first thing in the morning to remind myself, hey, work on the comic book when you got a second. Everybody thinks I'm a Michael Jackson wannabe all of a sudden, you know. But it's reminded me to work on it. That's why I did a bunch of details on all those other ones. We're ready for a new page this week. Let's see. All right. But yeah, I just couldn't believe that guy told me to get a new computer. It was. I was like, wow, you really don't want to do anything today. You are earning money for nothing and your chicks for free, right? That's all I could think of was Dire Straits. Money for nothing and chicks for free. What the hell? You know? Let's see. You guys are talking computer stuff in there. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are talking all kinds of computer stuff. See, I'd never remember any of this shit. Never would. But I know who to consult. I know who to talk to. I'll talk to Das Wolf about computers. I'll talk to Low Spec about computers. I'll talk to Vince about computers. Right? Look at them. These geeks are just talking up computers in the chat, man. That and Vince is busy with dropping all the knowledge about all our stuff. Okay, so this first one, I think what I'm going to do when I start these panels from now on is just go ahead and draw over the sketch. I think that's what I'm going to do. All right. This is the captain's hand, right? Let's see. It's going to be something like that. The rest of his fingers are going to be around that gun, right? Just color that in black right off the bat, because the back of the gun. And I'm just drawing the shape of it right now. I'll go back and put the details in later. We've got the flames going on over here. Oh, see. Ah, hang on. We've got his shoulders. You know what this guy looks like already. I'm really getting to where I can draw these lines a lot quicker now. Now, if you're wondering what that is right there, that's actually, let me get that right off the bat. The front line will stay there. This is how his epaulets go. Right? They're attached to his shoulder, and this becomes where the cape is attached back here. That's his hair. Bottom of his ear, you might see. Sideburns. And of course, the iconic hat. As far as I'm concerned, the hat is the most important of the character. It's the most important part. Switch to erase. Okay. It's looking good. Of course, the Fu Manchu mustache. You know he's got to have that. We've got the girl he's picking up. We've got his jacket lapels. This is where I'm going to have to... See, this is why I say I need some more detail in my sketches. Because his lapels should be in here. And I didn't do any of that. I just put a V-neck there to show the jacket is open. But really, it should be open like that. Her arms around him. So, that'll be like this. And... of course, it's a female, so we've got to give her the shape, right? I'm gonna have to work on the proportions here. They're all off. But her face is gonna be right here. She's not too bad. Too bad. She's just surprised. Of course, she's got her hair in a bun. Something like that. Yeah, I've got to do more details in my sketches because right now I'm fixing to start sketching. You know what I mean? And we've got busted ass helicopter. Going down. So there you go. That's a start to it. We've started her up. We started up page 7, boys and girls. No, page 8. We just wrapped page 7. But you see what's going to happen here. He's going to pick her up. This guy's still aiming the gun even though he's emptied it. he's going to have a... By the way, the expression in this panel, he's going to be freaked out looking. And you can see by the shock waves that are going to be around his head here that he's surprised when everything pops out of nowhere, right? The helicopter, the ship, and all that stuff. That's what's going to be behind the privateer right there in that scene. But nothing is more important than this shape right here. It's like the golden arches to McDonald's, man. You can't have the privateer without this, what I consider to be iconic silhouette, right? All right. There you go. We have started. We have begun with page 7. No, page 8. God, Joe, wake up. It's page 8. I need to go get some coffee. I took a nap right before the show like a dumbass. Should have never done that. All right, boys and girls. That is it for today's show. I hope you're enjoying what you see. I hope. Let's see. Let's check in on the chat real quick before we get out of here. Das Wolfen. What is he talking about there? He says, I am formatting book 2 now. And I will be repacking the KC or excuse me, the KS for the 2-book set. Okay, gotcha, man. You must be talking about the codex that you're working on. Okay, let's see. Or the Apple Genius guys. Oh my God, you guys are making fun of computer people, obviously. Yeah, they're still talking computer stuff over there. Okay. John says, always gotta have a girl for the hero to rescue. You know it, man. Even though she's in the military. Much toxic masculinity. No, it's not toxic. There's nothing wrong with being masculine, man. Remember to keep the slider of the pistol back if the gun is empty. Good call. Thank you very much. I forgot about that. You know what? You're absolutely correct. Whenever I do draw, hang on, let's go ahead and throw it in there. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, which a lot of people in our sphere do, they know guns. He's absolutely correct. This is just a silhouette of the pistol, right? But what he's talking about is I need to just go ahead and have that. Let me hit the erase. Let's get rid of this line here. Actually, we'll get rid of everything right here just to show you. And we'll make that line go all the way back this way. It's just a silhouette right now. Don't worry, I know the details, Vince. But the slide's going to be all the way back here past his hand. Okay. So, yeah. Because it's empty. The slide will actually be all the way back here. Something like that. Anyway, I'll get all the details. I might even pull out my own gun just for a little reference thing. But, yeah, you're right. The slider should be all the way back if it's empty. That's it. Yeah. So whenever I do the other panel right here, that thing's actually going to be all the way back here. Right? Because it's empty. Yep. Okay, boys and girls. It's time to get out of here. Hope you're enjoying this ride along with me as I create the comic book of my dreams. The America's Pirate Patriot brought to the future. I might even write a book about this. You never know. But listen, I want you to go by, if you want to support the channel and support the comic book, go by JoesAtmosfere.com. It's just like you see right there, okay? .com. It's easy to remember. Joe's Atmosphere with an F instead of a PH. Okay? That's what it is. I did that on purpose just so I could get JoesAtmosfere.com really easy. So, you know. John says, have a good day, everyone. Yeah, it's good to see you, man. Good to see you. Look, I want to show you guys what's going on with the channel. But go by JoesAtmosfere.com. You can go to my Subscribe Star page from there. You can go to the Kindle page and pay $1 to look at the teaser that I put out. And you can also order commissions. If you want to get anything done, get those commission orders in to me soon, because I'm cutting it off at about right around the first week of December. Because if you're going to have time to frame shit, you're going to have to get I'm going to have it done and shipped to you by the first week of December if it's going to be a Christmas gift. So if you guys want a commission done, get the stuff to me, man. And all you have to do is go to the email at the bottom of the website main page, okay? That's all you got to do. It's a cheesy, I know it's a cheesy GoDaddy thing. I haven't really started the merch and all that stuff yet. A lot of real life shit going on, but we're going to get there. This show is just to make sure I keep working on the comic book. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, speaking of shows, let's let you know what's going on with the channel before we get out of here. First of all, you know you're watching Sketching the Privateer. Be here next Friday. You'll see some more behind-the-scenes stuff. Hopefully, I'll have a lot more of this page done for you to look at. But anyway, come back next Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time. And then tonight at 8 p.m. Central Time, John will be live on Pop Culture Minefield's channel with Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands on Gaming Night with John. Martin and Knock will be hanging out with him as he continues to traverse the moon trying to get his brain back. That's just what they told me to say. I don't really know what it means. But anyway, you guys come check it out. Pop Culture Minefields channel at 8 p.m. Central Time. And then, of course, on Sunday, it'll be time for Week 7 tailgate of NFL pregame party. We'll let you know everything going on with college football and the pros. What a game last night. Joe Flacco wins the Icy Hot Bowl. I loved every minute of it. I thought it was great. Everybody knows Joe Flacco's my kind of quarterback. And, yeah, awesome shit. Loved it. Loved to see Aaron blow it with his final Hail Mary. He tried to get another Hail Mary and it didn't work. So you guys come check it out. We'll talk about that and everything else going on in college and the NFL on NFL pregame party this Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Time. And then, of course, Sunday at 6, it's time for the Brothers Hack the Matrix. Everything you need to know about the clown show that is 2025 through today's headlines. The Brothers Hack the Matrix every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Time. And then Monday morning, it's time for Military Monday. We'll be doing a military movie over on Pop Culture Minefields channel. Gary will lead the way while me and Martin and Anima and Pope talk about some military movie. Don't know what it's going to be yet, but we will be doing it at 10 a.m. Central Time on Monday morning. And then, of course, at 4 p.m. Central Time, it's Only Talk and Roll comes your way on That 70s Rock Fans channel. And this week, he's going to be playing Baldur's Gate. And look, guys, usually when he does the video game streams, he goes about a half an hour early. So start looking forward at 3:30 p.m. Central Time on That 70s Rock Fans channel. And then, of course, at 6:30, it's time for my video game show, Papa Joe Gamer After Dark. Video games, cocktails, and fails is my way of staying in touch with my video game roots. I love video games, and I'll be playing Part 5 of Mass Effect 3, my first time playthrough of Mass Effect 3. You guys look forward to that this Monday at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. And then, of course, Wednesday, it's back over to Pop Culture Minefields channel at 3 p.m. Central Time for Wednesday afternoon matinee. Once again, it's Gary, Martin, Anima, and myself, and some others, whoever decides to show up, as we talk about a great movie on Wednesday afternoon matinee at 3 p.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Minefields channel. And then on this Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time, back over on my channel, it's time for State of the Atmosphere, one of my favorite shows of the year. Of course, I live for Halloween year round. It's when you get to dress up as somebody else and do some crazy shit. We've been covering just about every kind of movie there is. When it comes to horror movies, we talked about the kaijus, we talked about the sci-fi movies and the classic monsters. This week, it's the slashers and the final girls that go with them. You can't have a slasher movie without a final girl. And I hope you like my Mount Rushmore I put together there. I think you could switch Leatherface out with maybe the guy from Psycho, Norman Bates, maybe. But I like Leatherface better. He looks more hideous. So anyway, there you go. We're going to be talking about the slashers and the final girls on Halloween Highlight this week on State of the Atmosphere. Of course, we'll see how Black Phone 2, another Halloween movie, horror movie coming out, does, and we'll check out the girlfriend of the show, Sydney Sweeney, this Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And that'll bring us right back around to Friday and Sketching the Privateer. Let me see who else is saying what in the chat before we get out of here. Let's see. Vince says brains. What is brains? Classic Star Trek Spock's brain. Yeah, I remember that show. It was great stuff. Low Spec is sending the penguin out. Yeah, good to see you, man. It's a horror babes. Yeah, that's it. Horror babes. You know it, man. You got to talk about them, dude. Look, if you go back in my playlist of... Hang on, let me see. Let me get that thumbnail out from in front of my face so you guys can see me. If you go back and look at the old Halloween shows, I have covered the Final Babes a couple of times, dude. The Final Girls are one of my favorite things about horror movies. How can it not be? You know what I mean? Keely Chow, we're going to have to watch him during that show. It's going to be bad. Das Wolfen says, Candyman instead of Leatherface. Rip Tony Todd. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Leatherface could have been swapped out for several things. There's a few of the slasher genre I could have put in there, but most definitely, if you're gonna have a Mount Rushmore of slashers, you gotta have the guy from Friday the 13th in the hockey mask, right? You gotta have him. You gotta have Michael Myers, and you gotta have Freddy. Those are the three. Jason Voorhees is who I'm thinking of. Jason Voorhees with the ski mask. You gotta have that. Tony Todd was always a joy to watch. Yes, he was, man. He was fantastic at everything he did. Vince says, cheerio, guys and gals. See you next time. Stay nerdy, everybody, and have yourself a great night. Or a great weekend. I'm sorry. I'm used to him saying great night. And you know what I'm going to tell you. I want you guys to be safe. And until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless.